Welcome to the Healthpreneur Podcast. My name is Uriel Kame, New York Times bestselling author, former professional athlete, and founder of Healthpreneur, the world's leading company helping health and fitness experts start and scale high-end coaching businesses. If you want to attract more clients, learn how to convert them without feeling salesy, and deliver an amazing program for them on the back end, if you want to be inspired by what others just like you have gone through and how you can do the same no matter what life throws your way, then you are in the right place, because every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to be bringing you the best to help you take your knowledge and expertise to the next level with your health or fitness coaching business. And if you enjoy what you see and hear and would like to take your business to the next level, then I invite you to check out our free online training over at healthpreneurgroup.com/training. And for now, let's get into today's episode. Hey, let's talk about becoming replaceable. Not irreplaceable, but replaceable. I think there's two ways of looking at this. So there is a book called, So Good They Can't Ignore You, something like that. And I can't remember who wrote it. And that might be the title, it might not be the title. And the whole idea with that, as well as with anything really in life, is to become so good that you increase your value in the marketplace to such a degree that people pay a premium price to work with you and you're always in demand, right? It's the comparison between a brain surgeon and a general practitioner. A brain surgeon probably makes 4 to 5 times as much as a general practitioner because they're a specialist and they are highly skilled in an area that very few people can do what they do. But there's a challenge with that. Okay, there's a challenge with that level of skill acquisition and mastery. And that is, when that brain surgeon isn't working, they aren't earning a living. They aren't making money. So their income is directly tied into their work. Essentially, they trade time for money. And even if they charge $10,000 an hour, they're still capped. And when that person's on a vacation, guess what's not happening? They're not making money. It's the same with dentists. It's the same with most professionals. And so what I want to get you to think about here is, how can you not only become really good at what you do, but how can you become replaceable in your own business? Because that's how you create true freedom. So a number of years ago, I took, before we started Healthpreneur, I think it was actually the summer before we started Healthpreneur, I needed some time away from my health and fitness business. And I said, listen, I want to create this new company. And I was really just sick and tired of what I was doing in the other business. So I took a 2-month sabbatical. I took 2 months off in the summer. I did nothing other than play tennis and lay in the park and hang out with my dogs. And what happened was something really interesting, is I didn't check my email, I didn't do any work, I didn't do anything. Very, very challenging for someone like me. If you're like me and you're just like working all the time and you love what you do, it's very, very tough to turn it off. So the cool thing about that experiment was that leading up to it, I had to plug some holes in the business. Right? And it's a really simple question. And I think you don't even have to take a sabbatical to do this, is ask yourself, okay, cool. I'm about to take 4 weeks off or 2 months off or 1 year off. What has to happen for my business to continue growing in my absence? And if you write that question out and put it in front of your computer and look at that and make that one of your objectives, I promise you, you will build a business that is 100 times more efficient and systemized and productive and result producing than anything else you would do otherwise. And the reason I say that is because we think that we are the magic sauce. Like, we're not. Everyone's replaceable. Everyone on your team, everyone on my team, everyone is replaceable. And if you think that no one can do what you do, then you will always have a job, not a business. Think of franchises, like McDonald's. I don't even know how much a franchise is. Let's call it $1 million. So an investor buys a franchise of McDonald's. Does that person then go in the restaurant and flip the burgers and take the orders? No, you don't even know who he is. He hires a manager, the manager then oversees the staff, and there's some 17-year-old kids who are taking orders and flipping burgers. That is called becoming replaceable. And the only way you can become replaceable is to McDonaldize your business. To McDonaldize, yeah, it's a real word. McDonaldize your business. So how do you do that? You have to document all of your processes. You have to look at optimizing, automating, and delegating. You have to catch yourself in the act of what you're doing and almost have two perspectives. Like, you have the you doing the work, And then there's the outside view looking in at you at a meta level, documenting the process. So if I were to do an example of, like, if I were to use this as an example, so this podcast as an example, I have a whole process that maps out exactly what happens from the time the words leave my mouth until the time that this is put up onto iTunes and in YouTube. Like, it's step-by-step documented. And the reason that's important is because the only thing I do is I record this, I upload the file to Dropbox, and I'm out. I'm done. That's all I do. Now, I could go a step further and say, listen, if I really wanted to clone myself, and let's say that I lost my voice. So a great example is our singers. So my wife loves Celine Dion. We actually met her a number of years ago. We got backstage passes. It was really cool. She's a really, really sweet lady. But recently, she had to cancel the show in Vegas because she lost her voice. So think about that. That's a big deal. There's no Celine Dion clone. A while ago, Siegfried and Roy are just two guys who play with tigers, right? More or less, they play with tigers and they entertain and do all that stuff in Vegas. Now, I don't know which one it was. Siegfried or Roy got mauled by the tiger and was injured and not able to perform. Big issue, right? You know, a huge contract, not able to perform, and I don't even know what the fallout from that was. But if you compare that, Siegfried and Roy, where there's only two guys and they have to do their thing, to the Blue Man Group, check this out. Now, I apologize for not knowing the specifics on this, and I really probably should, but the Blue Man Group is, I believe, 4 guys in an even show. And the cool thing is, it doesn't matter who those 4 guys are. I mean, I could be one of the 4 guys because I don't have any hair. I could just paint my face blue. I could learn their methodology, and I could perform as one of the Blue Man guys. And I believe they have about 40 different people who play the Blue Man. So what happens is if one guy's sick, guess what happens? Another guy can just jump in his place. They are all replaceable. And because of that, the Blue Man Group is it's just this amazing monster type of show that is not dependent on one person or 2 people. And there's a trade-off, right? There's a trade-off because you will be more highly paid if you are the unicorn, if you're the Celine Dion. But what happens is Celine Dion always has to be on. If she doesn't perform, well, obviously there's, she's got stuff now, business and royalties and all that stuff. But the thing is, if you are the star, you have to perform all the time. At one of our recent masterminds, I shared this concept, an exercise with our clients called the Dream Team. And as you may or may not know, I have a background in soccer. I played professionally for a number of years. And we see players like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, the superstars, right? Or even in Formula One racing, which I love as well. Lewis Hamilton just won his 6th world championship. Absolutely unbelievable. Incredible athlete, amazing human. But the challenge is, okay, Lewis Hamilton makes about $57 million a year. Hey, that's great. But the challenge is that if he gets sick or if something happens to him, he's not driving, the Mercedes team just goes down the drain, and that becomes a real issue. So if you think of you as the star of your business, I want you to think about it differently. See, I'll give you 2 examples. I'll give you the example of F1. So with Formula One racing, Mercedes is arguably the best team right now. They won the world championship this year as well as last year, I think. And Toto Wolff is the team director. So he's kind of the quote-unquote CEO of the racing team. Now, he manages the drivers, and they make the decisions on who's driving, who's not, what contracts, what people are going to bring in, what people are going to let go. So he manages the team, but the team can still perform if he has a bad day. The team can still perform if he gets sick. But if one of the stars gets sick, that becomes a little bit more of an issue. So I want you to think about this. So one sec. So that's the F1 version. The soccer version is, let's use the example of Cristiano Ronaldo, right? So he plays for Juventus, which is the top team in Italy. And Cristiano Ronaldo is arguably the best player easily. I mean, he's incredible. But the thing is that he needs to be on his game all the time, because if he's not, then the team doesn't perform, he's not playing, whatever. I want you to think about you, instead of being the Cristiano Ronaldo or the Lewis Hamilton, think of yourself as the coach or the manager of the team. And if you can do that, two things will happen. Number one, you'll be able to scale your business a lot more. Number two is that you'll actually develop leaders underneath you who will propel your business to astronomical heights, and you don't become the cog in the wheel. So you don't become the dependent for all of your clients. Like initially you are. Initially you're the coach, you're the person that people come to for help, and that's totally cool. But I'm going to make a suggestion that you're not a special, as awesome as you are, you're not a special snowflake. Okay, I'm not a special snowflake. I have intellectual property, which is very special, but I don't need to deliver that. So I need to learn how to document that and leverage my expertise so that I have a team of other coaches and people that can support our clients even when I'm not. Does that make sense? Listen, I know this is a little bit more advanced thinking, and you might be in a position right now where you're just like, hey, I just want to get more clients. And that's where you have to start, right? You have to start by breaking the system. You have to start by bringing enough clients in where you're making a lot of money, and then it's like, oh my God, I have no time for myself. I have all these clients I need to work with. That's a good problem to have, right? You don't need to worry about systemizing your business until you have any business to systemize. So what I'm talking about here is a little bit more, it's kind of like a step two, if you will, in the evolution of business. Step one is selling and promotion. If you're making $250,000 a year or less, you need to be selling. What that means is you need to be enrolling clients, getting money, transforming their lives, and rinse and repeat. And then you'll get to the point where you're like, man, I can't keep doing all this. It's a lot. But guess what? You'll have more money to now bring people in to support you, and now you can start to systemize. That's step two, okay, and this coaching success ladder that I've talked about many times before. So it's not something you're going to do from day one, but I'll promise you this. One of the biggest mistakes that I wish I had avoided had I known about this when I started my first business back in 2006 is no matter where you are in business, start today to document your processes. Start to document how you do what you do, because there will come a point where how you respond to emails, someone else can take care of. How you post on social media, someone else can take care of. How you speak to someone on the phone, assuming it works, someone else can take care of. And if you document how you do this stuff, you will, once you are ready to start to scale in terms of building a team and a business, you will have a lot of your quote unquote playbook already built in. And that's how you McDonald's your business, is how do we at McDonald's deliver a burger? All right, well, we cook the patty for this amount of time on this side, this amount of time on this side. When we put it in the bun, we put the patty first, then the lettuce, then the cheese. Like there's no, how do I do this? It's exactly, you do this, then this, and every single time it's the same. And that is how a business can grow independent of you. And that is how you start to become replaceable. Because if you're replaceable, that is how you create true freedom in your life. Make sense? Anyways, no matter where you are in business, if you want to get to the next level, and specifically if you need a more predictable way of bringing clients in the door, a steady stream of A-grade perfect clients who are willing to pay you top dollar, and you don't have a predictable way of doing that right now, then you need some help, because you'll never become replaceable if there's nothing built to replace. So this is what we do every single day with our clients. And if we can help you, that'd be awesome. Specifically, we help our clients build out what we call a perfect client pipeline to help you be earning $10,000 or more per month within 6 months or less. Does it happen all the time? Absolutely not. But if you're amazing at what you do, if you do the work and you lean in for support, you'll be amazed what can happen in just a couple months. Listen, if that's something you'd like, then go to workwithyuri.com right now, fill out a few questions so we get a better sense of who you are, what your business is up to, and then book a time to speak with us. And we'll see we'll do a full-on audit of your business. And we'll flat out say, hey, here's what's working, here's what isn't, here's what you may want to do instead. And we'll craft a customized game plan for your situation. And if you're interested in working with us and if there's a good fit, we can talk about what those next steps might be so we can help you deploy faster and get results faster. Cool. So workwithyuri.com, that's where you want to go right now. And in the meantime, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of the Healthpreneur Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, here's what I'd like you to do right now. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Healthpreneur podcast on iTunes. And while you're there, leave us a rating or review. It helps us get in front of more people and change more lives. And if you're ready to start or scale your health or fitness coaching business and want to start getting in front of more people, working with them at a higher level without trading time for money, then I invite you to check out our free 7-figure health business blueprint training, totally free right now. And you can do so at healthpreneurgroup.com/training. For now, thank you so much for joining us. Continue to be great, do great, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.